It's not going to happen. I think it's quite clear that as a European Union and as NATO, we've been more united than anyone could have imagined, and definitely more than what Vladimir Putin imagined. I mean, we're more determined than ever to make Ukraine win that war and to provide them the support to be able to do that.
And yet, Germany won't let the tanks from Poland go, and Turkey in NATO is still being difficult with Finland and Sweden, and Hungary is playing for everything it can get, simply not to oppose.
Well, I can understand you're digging for like elements where you could where you could say, well, you know, we're not 100% there, but the global picture is a tremendous support for Ukraine on a battlefield. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians that are being helped throughout Europe, refugees. I mean, the global picture is one of almost unlimited support to Ukraine.
It just shows the difficulty of people like yourselves. On the one hand, you've got this coalition, but on the other hand, I can see a sort of a nasty argument coming with the United States over their green agenda and the support being given, which in Europe you see as being unfair.
Well, first reaction, we're happy that the United States is pulling its weight in the sustainability agenda. So overall, we've been calling for this for years. So in general, we're happy that they moved on our side of the table. That's point one. Point two, yeah, if you look at the scheme itself, of course, the scope of the scheme is quite broad and the time frame of the scheme is quite long. And so what we want to avoid is that we end up in a war, a subsidy war between the United States and Europe.
Is that a tit for tat? So they've done a scheme which Europe might not particularly, you welcome it, but you don't particularly welcome the details. So we'll do the same.
No, we're not going to do the same. But you know, the moment where both sides of the Atlantic make clear that clean energy, making our industry more renewable, when both of us pull in the same direction, no one can beat that, and that's good for the world.
It is the Belgian authorities that are leading the way in the prosecution of the alleged corruption within the parliament.
Yeah.
How deep do you think this goes? How much of a sewer is waiting to be exposed?
Well, what has been exposed already is quite a sewer. And I think that the Belgian security services are doing now what the European Parliament should have been done over the last years. They haven't done that. And, you know, the European Parliament is an important democratic institution. They have a lot of responsibility, a lot of power. With power and responsibility goes prudence, and they haven't shown that prudence.
Right. But let's assume a country is involved in bribing or in corruption with European Parliament members. Does the EU need to take measures?
Well, to be bribed, you need to be two. There is someone being bribed as well, and that should be our first focus. The first focus is have a European Parliament with strict rules, with transparency, that make it clear what is happening. What we see happening there is unacceptable.
What colour would you like?
I'll take blue.
Blue's the colour, I tell you.
It's the colour of my political party.
Well, that's as good enough reason as any. All right, tell me what you're going to go for and why.
Well, definitely Ukraine and the energy crisis, because the war needs to stop, and the energy crisis,
right.
We're coping with that. Definitely not COVID. Don't think it's high on the agenda. I think the democracies part is an important one. Right. And I would take that one because we see that democracies are being put under tremendous pressure, and we need to do more effort in defending our democracies.